This is Charlie Parsons from Boxing Social in association with William Hill and Empire Fight Store. You've got a smile on my face, I've got a smile on my face. Always a pleasure, Double D. David Diamante, how are you, sir?
Parsons. We're at the Parsons picnic, ladies and gentlemen. Can you turn the camera around to show the picnic tables?
We've got the picnic tables set up. Is that especially for me, David?
It is. When I came in, you were eating a sarnie, and I was like, this is the Parsons picnic. So yeah, it's great to be here in Newcastle. Good to see you, my friend.
I love how you've called that a sarnie, by the way. I've got to just quickly put that in there. That's not an American thing, is it? That's got to be something you've picked up on UK shores.
That is surely not an American thing. Yeah. It depends what region you're in. It could be a hoagie, a hero. Yeah, we have a submarine sandwich. We have many different, terms, but sarnie is not one of them.
Boxing Social, the place where you get your boxing content and also your cultural sandwich talk. David, we've got a show here in Newcastle, headlined by Cyrus Pattinson and Chris Jenkins. A real good opportunity for the young guns to come up and show themselves.
It's a great showing for the northeast of England, but just on a really, just pause and let's go back to the last saying about the sandwich. I have actually been to Sandwich, and I have had a sandwich in Sandwich. Actually was not that good. But I have.
You have had a sandwich in Sandwich, which is more than I've done in Sandwich.
Right. I have had a sandwich in Sandwich. So, but yeah, these guys from the Northeast are coming up. It's a NXTGEN show. Great showing. Cyrus Pattinson at the top. I'm made up for him. I think it's going to be a really good show. We got a Nixon-Hill fight with Dakers and Ismay for the vacant English heavyweight title. I'm really excited for this fight. Should be a lot of fun.
I was going to say, that English heavyweight title, like you spoke about, always fun when there's a bit of needle as well as a title on the line. The pair certainly don't like each other.
Yeah, it just makes it a little bit better, doesn't it? And you got a Brummy and a Geordie going head-to-head, and you heard the crowd. Man, it's going to be good. And it was funny, Saul Dakers, he seemed like he didn't want all the talk, but Ismay wanted it. We'll see what happens in the ring. They got to talk with their fists, so...
Well, David, in this interview, I thought we'll mix and match. At the end of it, I sort of want to ask about your favourite memories in covering the sport and working in sport, but also speak about boxing at present in the minute. The first thing I'll ask you, Fury-Usyk, 6 weeks to promote the first four-belt undisputed clash between the two heavyweights. Do you think they will be able to make it happen in time?
Look, this is something that everyone's talking about, and these are the type of things that I really have no interest in. I love the fight. I want the fight to happen, but with the split and with this is going to happen and this, that, the third. Look, I've seen that Sugar Hill's over here now. He's training Fury. We know Usyk stays training. Look, we want clarity in the sport. That's what the fans want. Boxing needs to stop doing itself a disservice and make these fights happen. Usyk with 3 belts, Fury with 1 belt. Let's put them together. Let's get an undisputed. Let's find out who the best is.
Away from split and contractual disputes and everything, what is your make of the build-up so far? We see Tyson Fury has just announced his social media blackout, but Usyk's been on his case, hey, greedy belly, and Tyson Fury's come out, you rabbit so-and-so, and calling him a bitch and all sorts. What do you make of the build-up? Is this the sort of thing we need to be able to have these great fights, or is it a little bit forced? I mean, what's your thoughts of all the back and forth?
I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship, and I mean, I don't mind that as long as it stays clean, the talk, because again, we want the youth to be watching this, and I think it should stay clean. But I mean, I think they're both saying how they feel. Usyk called him greedy belly, and Tyson's calling him a cruiserweight. But at the end of the day, talk is talk, and we know that walk is walk, and really what it's about. You can talk all you want. The one thing I love about boxing, it's the ring of truth. Doesn't matter. How many times, Parsons, have we heard, mate, it's been the best camp I've ever had, XYZ, and they get in the ring and they get shellacked. So all that comes out in the ring, and no one can fake the funk inside the ring. That's why I love it. The lights are bright. We get to find out what the truth is. Let's find out who the best is.
David, Inoue jumps up a weight to fight Stephen Fulton in what is just such an incredible fight. Fulton, credit to him, goes to Japan. We know the star that Inoue is over there. More fights like this are, like we say, what we need for the sport. Just what a mouth-watering occasion and fight between two real elite fighters at the minute.
Look, Cool Boy Steph and the Monster head-to-head, love it. I mean, these are good fights. What's a shame, sometimes I hear a lot of boxing fans saying, well, these fights aren't getting made, and some of these fights are being made. That's one of them. Of course, Tank Garcia is another one. There's a lot of great fights coming up. Of course, Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. That's a really tough fight. It's a fantastic fight. Obviously, Canelo and Ryder. AJ back in London coming up. look, there's a lot of good fights happening, but yeah, that's a fight I cannot wait to watch.
Well, just finally from me before we speak about sort of your favourite memories, etc. DAZN have announced their merge with Sky. It will be available on Sky Channel 429. There was a little bit of criticism that it wasn't easy to watch, etc. I suppose that sort of puts that argument out the window for now. You yourself, as someone who works with Matchroom and DAZN, happy that you'll be able to also be seen on Sky Sports as well?
Listen, I am happy when the sport does well. Everyone knows I'm with Matchroom. Matchroom's with DAZN, but we were with Sky for years. I did ESPN for many years, HBO, Showtime, Fox, PBC, Top Rank, Golden Boy. I've worked with all the promoters, and to me, rising water lifts all boats. I love boxing. Like we were just talking about Stephen Fulton and Inoue. That's not our fight, but I love it. Tank and Garcia is not our fight. I love it. But the fans really don't care. They just want to see good fights. The easier we can see good fights, it's great. And I think it shows now, people with the criticism about this and that and the other, yes, now you can see the fights on Sky, and that's wonderful. Anywhere the fans can get this content, I think it's great. And listen, there's no doubt that there are a lot of young boxing fans, and we want to go for the younger generation, no doubt. That's great. And I think streaming is obviously the future. However, I've seen a lot of fight fans, they're a little bit old school. You see their phone, Parsons? It's like an old flip phone. I've seen it, cracked screen, old flip phone. These guys are not going to be on the app. Yeah. So yeah, now these guys can see it on Sky, and I think that's wonderful because we do want to put out a great product and make it accessible to as many people as possible. Great news.
Well, David, I had the pleasure of sitting down with you in Abu Dhabi, I think it was. We had breakfast and you spoke about some of your incredible memories travelling the world and etc. I know you've ring-announced in, like you say, loads of different promoters across loads of different territories. I know also you've done basketball as well. Are there a sort of couple of stories you can tell us? I suppose break the fourth wall between the viewer and yourself, you know, some stories that you'd be able to share with us, maybe greatest boxing memory, greatest travelling memory, that sort of thing.
To be interviewed by the great Parsons is one of
my ego.
No, but look, there's way too many to talk about right now. I think that's for another interview. We'll have to sit down. I'll have to have a nice cigar, and we can really chat and go through some things. But I mean, look, the travel, and really to me, it's about the people, the fans, the people, the fighters, just in so many people involved in boxing, guys like you guys, like the commission, all over the world, wonderful people. I mean, just this week I was in Poland, as a lot of people saw on my social media. You know, it's just great people around the world. I feel very fortunate to be able to do it, and I feel very honored to be a part of this wonderful sport. I believe it's a sport of kings, and now as we're seeing queens also, they're really making their mark. But it's, I believe, the best sport in the world. To be able to work in it is an absolute honor, and there are many great memories, and some of them have been right up here in Newcastle. So, you know, obviously England, some of the fights are great, but from all over the world, from Uruguay and Argentina, Dominican Republic, you know, Mexico, Latvia, Germany, Monaco, you know, all over Saudi Arabia, you know, Abu Dhabi, so many great fights and so many great places over the years, Spain and Italy, and just being able to announce around the world, it's an absolute honor. So thank you to the fans for that.
David, thank you very much for your time, and I will hold you to that. We will have a sit down, you can get the cigar going, and we will recap on some brilliant memories of your career.
David Diamante checking out from the Parsons Picnic, Newcastle.
We love it. Thank you, David.